Welcome back, everybody. We've got another new comic book day haul. This is September 10th, new comic book day. I'm outside of Casablanca Comics. They always got the hookups. That's my LCS. Let's get into the haul, man. Big week for Batman with double Batman titles. You got Batman Dark Patterns, issue number 10. Loving what is going on here with Dan Waters, Hayden Sherman, just killing it. This starts the new arc, Child of Fire arc, so that should be pretty interesting. And then, like I was saying, it's a double Batman day, so of course we got Absolute Batman issue number 12. We see Absolute Killer Croc there on the cover, Batman on the shadow. So yeah, double Batman day. That's pretty cool. Next up, we got double Ultimates from Marvel Comics. We got Ultimate Wolverine issue number 9. Been thinking this series is really fun. Compared to like Ultimate Black Panther, Ultimate X-Men, I've been having more fun with this Ultimate Wolverine series for sure. And then Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion, issue number 4. I think this concludes this little mini-series, fun summer event, Miles Morales in the Ultimate Universe. Pretty cool, man. So double Ultimates. We've also got Blood Honey, issue number 1. This is a one-shot of IDW from my buddy, Sean Peacock, man. So he did the writing, he did the drawing, he did everything, and it was amazing. I read this digitally through my library. If you guys have a chance to pick it up, I recommend it. It's kind of like a mix of like Deadly Class and like Romeo and Juliet, I guess, right? So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure you check out Blood Honey. Congrats to Sean Peacock, man. That was a really fun read. Superman, the Kryptonite Spectrum, issue number 2. New versions of Kryptonite have been discovered, and Superman has to test them all on himself. That way he can see the effects. And it looks like in this one, this version of Kryptonite is gonna make Superman wicked big, man. So that'll be interesting. We'll have to see. This is the same creative team as Ice Cream Man. So it's just really wacky series so far. Gives me vibes of All-Star Superman. So if that sounds interesting to you, check out Superman Kryptonite Spectrum, issue number 2, DC Black Label series. Captain America number 3. I'm loving what Chip Zdarsky's doing here. Valerio Schiti on the art and Frank Martin doing the coloring. Just a really fun new era for Captain America. It follows him shortly after coming out of the ice. He is being joined by Major, right? He outranks Captain America, and while Captain America was in the ice, this other dude was having the super soldier serum. And so after Captain America comes out of the ice, he's got to kind of work together with this Major America guy as they go into Latveria to stop Dr. Doom from taking over the country. And yeah, just loving everything that's going on with this Captain America series so far. Issue number 3. Birds of Prey number 25, one of the best DC books on stands. It's just so consistently fun. It's nothing like, oh, blow your socks off, but you know, 25 issues in, and I think that it's even better than where it started, man. So Birds of Prey number 25, Kelly Thompson writing this one. We still have Basri doing the art. I think that, yeah, Basri is still doing the art. Transformers number 24. Man, this series is about to end with Daniel Warren Johnson, Jorge Corona's run. Next up, we got Dan Mora and Robert Kirkman, but I don't know, man. It's just, I wasn't a Transformers guy, but the last like 3 issues in particular, it's really just ramping it up, and I'm excited to keep it going, continuing with Robert Kirkman, Dan Mora, but we got to close out Daniel Warren Johnson's time on the title, and I'm not ready, man, not ready for it to end. Transformers number 24. And then last but not least, we got Batman Gotham by Gaslight, A League for Justice, issue number 3. I guess I'm gonna keep collecting these, man. I'm supposed to drop them. I haven't even finished the last series yet, but maybe I'll get them all in singles, and that could be a cool thing. But yeah, that's what we got for New Comic Book Day September 10th, but be sure to check out the rest of the New Comic Book Day video, man. So we got a graphic novel haul, things that publishers have been sending me, things I've bought recently. We also have a stack of comic book recommendations. If you're a lapsed comic book reader and you're looking to get back into the hobby in a big way, I got a nice stack of comic books for you to check out. And then we end the video by doing comic book reviews for everything I read last week, New Comic Book Day. Definitely stay tuned, man. Use the chapters down below. Like if you like, sub if you love, hype the video if you really are so inclined, and I really appreciate it. So today we've got a massive graphic novel haul. As you guys can see, got a ton of different things. This is all stuff that I've bought online, stuff that I've gotten at my local comic book stores, stuff that publishers send me, dude. They're always hooking me up. But yeah, let's just get into it, man. And let's start off with something that Image Comics sent me. We have the Spectator's sort of advanced reader copy. So really lucky to have this, man. We got Brian K. Vaughan, Nico Hendricken. This is a series that's all about this girl who died in the modern day, this dude who died a long time ago, like a gunslinging Western type of dude, and they're in New York City that's now been haunted by a bunch of ghosts. And so these kind of 2 ghostly figures, they meet and they're viewing what could possibly be the end of the world. Interesting kind of setup. It's Brian K. Vaughan's first original work in 6 years, I believe. This was on his Substack like a long time ago, but they recently decided to print it and give it a physical copy, a hardcover copy as well. And yeah, shout out to Image Comics for sending this my way. We'll have to check it out probably in October. I don't know if I can fit it in my September reading, but yeah, that's pretty cool. From my local comic book store, we got Grommets, trade paperback, a Rick Remender series. Huge fan of Rick Remender. It's all about skateboarding in the 80s, like a group of kids, it follows them, and kind of the hijinks that they get into. I heard that this series was really good from Kai Bucks. He was really giving this series its flowers. I knew I had to pick it up and get the completed trade paperback when it was all out. So yeah, man, excited to check it out. Grommets, trade paperback from Rick Remender and Image Comics. I got this online, dude. We got the Complete Lowlife, Ed Brubaker. I think this is his first published work. It features Ed Brubaker's on the interior art, which is pretty interesting. Usually I know him as a writer. So yeah, excited to check out this more of an autobiographical sort of work from Ed Brubaker, but really excited to find this online. Trying to fill out my Ed Brubaker collection. Along the similar kind of thought, we've got Scene to the Crime, trade paperback, DC Vertigo series. I have this in a hardcover back there. A collaborative effort with Michael Lark and Sean Phillips. Is this the first time that he and Sean Phillips worked together? I'm not sure, dude, but we also have the Dead Enders trade paperback. Also DC Comics Vertigo title. Ed Brubaker, one of his earlier works as well. And yeah, I heard this one was really good. As I was checking it out, at the comic book store, the clerk was like, hey, this is one of the best series of all time, Dead Enders, man. So I can't wait to get into it. Got some early Ed Brubaker stuff, man. Pretty cool. We got the Knives. This is a new effort that he did with Sean Phillips. It's a criminal book. They released it recently in a hardcover format. I got this from my local comic book store. Is always happy to help them out. People were asking me the size of this. It's the same size as a traditional hardcover, trade paperback hardcover. It's not the deluxe edition from Image Comics, right? So that's what we got. Last Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips mentioned in this video, we got Incognito, the classified edition hardcover. This was a really nice find at my local comic book stores. It's all about this dude who was a superhero back in the day. He's lost his powers. He can get them back if he takes this drug. So he decides to take that drug and get his superpowers back. This is from the Icon imprint out of Marvel Comics. I think this was kind of they're trying to compete with DC's Vertigo title. So yeah, Incognito, the classified edition. We got Shuna's Journey. This is a Hayao Miyazaki, obviously well-acclaimed animator or whatever. Haven't read any of his manga, so I thought this was pretty cool. Trying to read more manga this year was one of my reading goals. So yeah, excited to pick this up at my local bookstore actually. So yeah, this should be pretty good. Maybe an October read, I don't know, trying to read more manga, right? So only have a couple more months in the year to read more manga. Gotta get some on there, this could be it. Richard Starks Parker, Slayground. This is an adaptation by Darwin Cook. I'm really close to completing this entire set of Darwin Cook adaptations for Richard Starks Parker. I'm a fan of crime and noir genre. I think that this Richard Starks character, the Parker character is really cool. And yeah, try to collect some Darwin Cook stuff, man. So I almost completed this entire set. I think I have 1, 2, and 4. I just need number 3. So that's pretty cool. Always like finding these out in the wild. For my brother, I got him the Absolute Wonder Woman trade paperback so he can check out the series. He has the Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman. Looking to hook him up with Absolute Wonder Woman so he can read all 3. Along the same lines, I got him Radiant Black, trade paperback number 1. Trying to get him to read some indie series, and I think that this could be a pretty good pick. I told him it's sort of like Power Rangers, it's sort of like Invincible, kind of like a cross between those. Warworld Saga, the entire compendium from Philip Kennedy Johnson, Daniel Sampier, and Riccardo Federici. I was reading this as it was coming out in single issues, the Action Comics title. It's all about Superman going off planet to fight Mongol and free the entire Warworld planet. I was just a huge fan of what Philip Kennedy Johnson was doing with Superman out in space, off-world. The beautiful artwork here. This is the Federici stuff. Really like hand-painted, like light pencil work. That's what we got. We got the Warworld Saga Compendium, Philip Kennedy Johnson. And then of course, I wanted to give a shout out to some of the publishers that are sending some stuff my way. First up, we've got Distillery. So I think that Distillery is back in a really big way. This is the White House Robot Romance. It's all about these 2 robots on the cover. They work in the White House and it turns out one of them is about to be decommissioned, and that ain't good for these two robots in love. So they break out of the White House, and that's kind of where our journey begins. And at the same time, America's about to go to war with Canada, if that sounds familiar at all, dude. But I think Chip Zdarsky, Rachel Scott, Tamara Bonvillain, just killing it, man. This was a really fun read. And then also from Distillery, they hooked me up with The City Beneath Her Feet Special Edition. This is a reprint of issue number 1 of this James Tynion IV and Elsa Chartier series. Excellent stuff, man. I'm really glad the series is coming back. Hopefully they can finish it. It's all about this like super spy girl, and she kind of meets this like normal girl, and they sort of like fall in love type of thing. I'm not gonna spoil it because it gets pretty crazy, but yeah, man. Excellent artwork from Elsa Chartier. Beautiful, beautiful coloring from Jordi Belair. This is one of my favorite things that came out, whatever year it came out. Hopefully they finish it, man. And then, last but not least, Mad Cave Studios, always hooking your boy up. We've got the Phantom little care package here. So this is Phantom issue number 0, free comic book day edition of the series. And then they wanted to let me know that the Phantom's coming back for issue number 1, September 24th. So you guys should probably get ready for it. I read this issue number 0. I thought it was pretty good, man. It's all about, you know, the Phantom, classic comic book superhero. He's coming back, Mad Cave Studios, with the rights. The Phantom is stopping a bunch of poachers in the jungle, right? So I think that the kind of setting that the story takes place is pretty interesting for a superhero sort of story. And I'm excited about the Phantom, man. So they sent me this little care package, little quote. I'll probably put this on my filing cabinet on like a sticker. Got when the Phantom strikes, lightning stands still. And then it also comes with this little note. And this is like a note that kind of references the story in issue number 0 as the Phantom was kind of narrating it. It looks like they printed it all out and they put it on some nice paper, man. So that was pretty cool. So we got the Phantom care package. We got the Distillery books, of course. We got the Hayao Miyazaki's Shuna's Journey. Excited to read more manga this year, close out the year. We got Richard Stars Parker, Slayground by Darwin Cook. We got the Radiant Black trade. We got the Absolute Wonder Woman trade, both of those for my brother. We got the Warworld Saga Compendium, Philip Kennedy Johnson. Excellent stuff from DC. A ton of Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips with Incognito, hardcover. The Knives, a criminal book, hardcover. We got the Dead Enders trade paperback. Some Ed Brubaker there. Some early Ed Brubaker with the complete low life. We got A Scene of the Crime, Ed Brubaker as well with Larkin Phillips. We got the Grommets trade paperback. And then finally, we got the Spectators trade from Image Comics advanced reader copy, man. So that's what we got. A question I get all the time is, hey, can you give me some comic book recommendations? And that's kind of the point of this video, man. So my buddy Greg, he is a lapsed comic book reader. He read back in the day when the Avengers movies were coming out. He stopped reading for a really long time, but now with the Superman movie and the Fantastic Four movie, he wanted to get back into the comic book reading hobby, and he asked me for a bunch of recommendations. So that's what this is. We got 10 comic books that would get you back into the comic book reading hobby. This is stuff that is so good. Once you start reading it, you're gonna be diving headfirst into the comic book hobby. We got a lot of stuff here. We got stuff from DC, stuff from Marvel, stuff from the indies. We got stuff that is coming out right now for New Comic Book Day. We got stuff that maybe came out like a year ago and stuff that came out a long time ago if you missed it. But yeah, let's get into it, man. The first thing I'm gonna recommend is Tom Taylor's Nightwing, dude. So artwork from Bruno Redondo. Issue number 78 was the start of Tom Taylor's run. He was joined by Bruno Redondo. The entire thing is about Nightwing returning back to Bloodhaven, and he realizes that Alfred, after his death, he's left Nightwing with a ton of money, dude. So with all this money, what are some other ways that Nightwing can help his community? And that's sort of the through line between this entire Tom Taylor run. And it's excellent, man. Look at the art. Great look for Nightwing. It's really fun and kind of bouncy, really fun action. It's really funny too. It goes for issue number 78, it goes all the way down to number 118. So big meaty run. If you're trying to get into Nightwing especially, this should be a good pick for you. Along the same lines, so if you're trying to read some DC Elseworld stuff, in my opinion, my favorite Elseworlds kind of series is this Dark Knights of Steel. This is kind of the DC universe that you know and love, but kind of mix it in with some medieval sort of elements. Kind of mix it in with Game of Thrones, honestly, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. So in this kind of world, this DC universe, there's all these different kingdoms and they're all going to war. but it features a lot of different characters that you know from the DC universe with a little bit of a medieval sort of twist, right? So this is Batman. He's more like a knight in this universe. Superman still has his powers. Him and his mom and dad, they kind of are like the rulers of the kingdom after landing on Earth. All the different humans were like, hey, these are superpowered people. I guess we'll just be subject to them. A lot of twists and turns, a lot of smart differences to characters that we know and love from the main DC universe. So I think this is a great pick. This is a series that I don't see not nearly enough people recommending. We got Gotham Central. It's an Ed Brubaker, Greg Rucka with art from Michael Lark. A lot of different other artists too. But if you're into the crime and noir sort of genre, my buddy Greg was saying, hey, I'm into sort of the Question sort of vibes, right? I've not read many Question series, but I've read this, man. And this is one of my favorite DC runs of all time. An easy recommendation, and it gets you into some Ed Brubaker stuff too, one of my favorite comic book writers. The entire thing with this Omni is it's the Gotham Central Police Department, both the night shift and the day shift. The two writers sort of switch on and off, and these detectives are looking for and trying to solve super, evil criminals, super villains, like the crimes that they do. And yeah, it's kind of interesting seeing this side of Gotham City, from the ground floor, as opposed to like Batman jumping on rooftops and stuff like that. We get a really deep kind of look at the Gotham City underbelly. One of the most underrated series right now is Green Arrow, written by Chris Condon. So this started with the Freshwater Killer arc, and it's just been excellent, dude. So we get great artwork from Montos. We get Chris Condon writing, Montos on the interiors, and then we get Andriana Lucas doing the coloring. And it's just been excellent, man. So one of the most underrated DC runs by far, currently coming out. Great Green Arrow writing, great action scenes as well. Perfect for someone who's never read a Green Arrow run like me, really. And I think that Green Arrow is just such a cool character. I'd recommend this Green Arrow series, man. I think it started with issue number, I think it was 18, I believe. So yeah, whenever Chris Condon starts writing the Green Arrow series, that's a perfect place to jump on. If you're a fan of the Winter Soldier movie, you gotta read Captain America by Ed Brubaker, man. So this features the return of the Winter Soldier kind of arc, right? With Steve Rogers kind of dealing with the fact that his buddy Bucky is working with the enemy and killing a bunch of people all around the world. This was just a great introduction to Captain America. Honestly, if you've never read a Captain America run, I think that you can start with the Ed Brubaker stuff right here and continue reading it, man. Yeah, just the perfect kind of spy espionage slant and angle for Captain America. So if you're interested in the Winter Soldier movie, and if that was like your favorite MCU movie like it was mine, you gotta be reading, you gotta check out this Ed Brubaker Captain America series. Gives me that flavor, gives me that vibe of the Winter Soldier movie all throughout, man. And in this case, I think that the comic book did a lot better. If you like that show, dude, the Daredevil show on Netflix, you gotta check out the Daredevil by Brian Michael Bendis. Obviously, they brought back Daredevil with Daredevil Born Again on Netflix, but man, this run made me see Daredevil in a whole new light. I was thinking about recommending the Chip Zdarsky run, but I think that this run was just doing a lot more interesting things. As you're seeing right here, the artwork is totally whacked out, dude, from Alex Maleev. It's some of the craziest artwork you'll ever see in a comic book. But the entire thing is that the identity of Daredevil being Matt Murdock, it gets leaked to the public. And so the entire Omni is kind of Daredevil dealing with that. The fact that people know who he is now. You got some other guys that are trying to upstage the Kingpin. It's a very much like a mob sort of look at the Marvel Universe, and I thought it was excellent, man. So Daredevil by Brian Michael Bendis. If you haven't read this, you got to check it out, especially if you're a fan of the Daredevil character in live action, played by Charlie Cox. Gets a lot of inspiration from this run in particular, so definitely check that out. If you were excited about the Fantastic Four movie, I think you should check out the Mark Waid run. The entire thing is kind of broken down into 2-issue or 3-issue little arcs. It's very readable, this entire thing. You can just blow right through it. It's a great look at the Fantastic Four family. We get introduced to some new villains, some returning villains as well. Just really good sci-fi, fun family goodness in this one, man. Gave me everything I wanted from a Fantastic Four run. And so far, I mean, I read the Jonathan Hickman stuff, but if you want like a down to basics, just like a really quick sort of read, this run from Mark Waid will give you exactly that. You get that excellent artwork, from Mike Waringo as well, really classic comic book artist. And yeah, you get some, great moments from all members of the Fantastic Four, some really heartfelt stuff as well. I think that this Fantastic Four by Mark Waid would probably be my go-to recommendation for someone looking to read some Fantastic Four. So those are my Marvel picks there. If you're looking for sort of an indie crime and noir sort of series, then I got one for you. It's called The One Hand and Six Fingers. These were two series that were coming out at the same time. The One Hand is from the detective's point of view, and the Six Fingers is from the serial killer's point of view. So it's like this cat and mouse game back and forth, but this takes place in sort of a Blade Runner futuristic sort of world. Some neo-noir sort of thing. So this is collected in a trade paperback where the entire thing is, split up and it's in the order that you're supposed to read it. So definitely check out that trade paperback. I have it here in singles. But yeah, great crime and noir series. One of my favorites of all time. Everyone needs to be reading Rook Exodus. It's excellent. Very much a sort of Borderlands sort of vibe. It's all about this planet that, was popping, but it's not popping anymore. All the rich people are leaving the planet, and everyone that's left are people that are just stuck on the planet. So it turns the planet into sort of a wasteland, people killing each other, doing crime and that sort of thing. This guy here, he wants to get off the planet. He's trying to build a rocket to escape the planet himself. And yeah, man, it's a very Borderlands sort of vibe, kind of like a Western, like a space sort of Western. And it's got really great artwork from Jason Fabok, and it's written by Jeff Johns, so that can introduce you to some really great comic book creators with this series. And then last but not least, let's do some rapid fire sort of. So this is comic book series that are currently ongoing. So if any of these sound interesting to you, get you reading to some comic books, but then let's get you into the comic book store. Find your local comic book store and start reading some of these. Obviously you got the Batman series that just started. Excellent stuff, new era for Batman. Matt Fraction writing, Jorge Jimenez on the art. I think that this Escape series is one of my favorites of the year. This is a Rick Remender written series with Daniel Cunha on the art. It's a war series all about, it's World War II it takes place in. And it's about this crew of people. They were about to go bomb the Nazis, and their ship goes down, their plane goes down, and they're kind of lost behind enemy lines. But one thing I didn't mention is you make all the characters animals, dude. So an anthropomorphic war comic, it was excellent. So yeah, I'll have to see how that series continues, but issue number 1 is out now, and I think that it's a must read. Get you in the comic book stores, man. So Escape number 1, excellent stuff. Then last but not least, we got the new Captain America series from Chip Zdarsky. I thought that this series has been excellent so far. Chip Zdarsky writing it, and it's all about Captain America coming out of the ice. So this takes place shortly after him coming out of the ice. He's still getting acclimated to the world that we find ourselves in, the new ways to do warfare and stuff like that. We also get introduced to this new character. As Captain America was in the ice, this guy kind of stepped up. He got the new super serum, and he is like a major. So he actually outranks Captain America. Got an interesting dynamic there, and we'll have to see what happens. Their first mission is to go into Latveria to stop an early version of Doctor Doom from taking over the country. And yeah, that's kind of where this issue number 2 kind of leaves us. And I think that this would be a great, series to start pulling and get you start reading some new single issue comic books. So that's what we got. We got some single issues, we got some indie series, and we got some really cool DC series with Dark Knights of Steel, Green Arrow, Nightwing, and we got some classic Marvel series with Daredevil by Brian Michael Bendis, Captain America by Ed Brubaker, and Fantastic Four by Mark Waid. That's what we got. If any of these recommendations sound interesting to you, make sure you check them out. But thank you guys for watching. Like if you liked, sub if you love, I really appreciate it. Also, if you hype the video, I don't know what that is, maybe hype the video. Thank you guys for watching, and read more comics. We've got your weekly comic book review. Everything I read from September 3rd, New Comic Book Day, that I think you guys should check out. Let's talk about Batman number 1. The question we're trying to answer was Batman number 1, did it live up to the hype? Matt Fraction, Jorge Jimenez coming in. A new era for Batman starts here. I think they nailed it, dude. So the word I would use to describe this is refreshing, dude. Very fun, very refreshing, kind of bouncy and light. versus a more dark kind of tone for Batman. We get that great moment with Batman in the park fighting those guys off, saving those girls. He makes his way to the botanical garden trying to look for Killer Croc. He has that nice mask off moment with Killer Croc, a little bit of moment of understanding, you know? And yeah, just really cool to see that kind of side of Batman, the little compassionate side. I thought all the moments with Batman and his tech, showing us kind of the different tech upgrades that he'll be getting in this series. I thought it was cool, man. So Jorge Jimenez killed it on the art. Matt Fraction should have known he had us covered with a fun Batman series, and I thought this was a great start. Let's talk about Everything Dead and Dying. Issue number 1. This is an Image comic series written by Tate Bromble with artwork from not Sean Phillips, almost said Sean Phillips, Jacob Phillips, dude. So the Sean Phillips' son, and this was just excellent, man. So we get this farmer who's living in this town, but we know that the town has since been fallen to this sort of disease. It's turning people into zombies. For some reason, this guy has not been affected at all. He's been living in this town trying to keep it going for a number of years. Even though he's the last human alive, he's sort of going a little crazy, you know, being the last human, no one to talk to and that sort of thing. He's talking to all the zombies as if they're people. And yeah, we find out at the very end of this issue that he's not the last human. There might be more out there. So just an interesting sort of zombie story mixed with these kind of Western influences and vibes. Absolute Superman issue number 11. Dude, excellent issue. So Brainiac has his hands on this Kal-El, this version of Superman, and he's just torturing him, dude. And Ra's al Ghul and Brainiac, their goal is to break this Absolute Superman kind of, you know, the fact that he's so good, the fact that he's so moral. Let's break him, man, and that way he can be you know, a tool for us to use. At the same time, though, we get Lois Lane's dad. He's coming in, and he's actually breaking out Lois Lane from being held in the Ra's al Ghul sort of prison system. Of course, Jimmy Olsen is also held captive with Lois Lane, so now you got to break out Jimmy Olsen too. This Absolute Superman series is just off to a great start. It sounds like we're going to be going back to Smallville in the next one, so that should be pretty cool. Let's talk about Adventures of Superman Book of L, issue number 1. This is a continuation of Philip Kennedy Johnson's sort of overarching like War World saga that he had going on. I thought this was excellent, man. So yeah, it's all about, you know, at first it's Superman hanging out at the farm, but then they get sort of alien invasion, and it turns out that the dude who invaded them, Krylux, he has like the source of Olgren or whatever it is that makes him like really powerful. I like that this kind of deals with the kind of overarching like meta story of Superman inspiring other Superman way into the future, and you know, every era is going to have a Superman because they were inspired by this Superman. I think that stuff is really cool. So yeah, man, we get Superman way out in the future. We'll have to see kind of how it all ties back to the present and the soul of Olgren and all that stuff, man. But I'm in for the ride, dude. Resurrection Man Quantum Karma number 6. This is the conclusion to this DC Black Label series, and it was phenomenal, dude. Ram V, Anand RK, Mike Spicer just killing it, dude. There was a moment in this issue that totally just took my breath away. So we know that in the last issue, there was this super powerful Resurrection Man. He's been killing a bunch of universes. He's been killing other versions of Resurrection Man, all to try to get this cube, because if he has this cube, he can fight off this giant monster that wants to kill everything, this thing here. But this Resurrection Man, he realizes that that's not the way to go about it, so he becomes even more powerful than that evil Resurrection Man. He traps him inside this tiny orb, and he decides, hey, I'm gonna go fight off this monster. But then we get this excellent moment. The Resurrection Man dies during a universe-ending event, and then you turn the page, and the centerfold to this comic book is just black. And I can't tell you like the effect that this had on me when I was reading it. It was just excellent, mind-blowing stuff. And then you see the fourth wall break. Resurrection Man is flipping through the story. The whole cycle just starts again. But I thought it was fascinating, dude. This Resurrection Man series, really, really cool. Look at a character that I don't know too much about. When this is out in a trade, you guys gotta pick it up. Really mind-bending, thought-provoking stuff there. Let's talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 11, coming to an end to Juan Ferreira and Jason Aaron's time on the Turtles. This is a great issue as we see the kind of, you know, the DA dude, the mayor dude who is trying to get the Turtles thrown in jail, he gets his comeuppance, dude, because we got all the citizens of New York City. They're coming in and they're talking about how good the Turtles are and the good that they provide to the city. And, you know, all the stories of, hey, they saved me here, they saved me there. And we get the judge guy. He's finally getting his comeuppance, dude. We get this great fight scene, this Juan Ferreira page turner here with all the 4 Turtles fighting members of the Foot Clan that have been militarized. We see him turning into like a monster. Yeah, so that'll be where we kind of conclude Jason Aaron and Juan Ferreira's time on the Turtles fighting this giant mutated DA guy. Let's talk about Batgirl's number 11. So Batgirl is a series that I thought is really underrated out of DC. You guys got to be reading it. It's Tate Brombell writing it. This one was the fight between, what was her name? I forgot her name. But each issue, the last couple issues have been Batgirl fighting a super strong, powerful, someone who's trying to kill her. And this Blood Girl, she has the power to control blood. She wants next up, trying to fight Cassandra Cain. Batgirl is still dealing with the fallout of learning that she has a brother, a half brother, and they're kind of learning to bond as well. You get this great moment here. No one ever taught me how to heal. Heartbreaking stuff, dude, from Cassandra Cain. She knows how to do all this crazy stuff, but no one taught her how to like handle her emotions and stuff like that. 2 more issues. Let's talk about JSA, issue number 11. I'm starting to see it, man. So, you know, Jeff Lemire has been kind of stringing us along, talking about this big fight that's going to happen between the Injustice Society, the JSA. The Injustice Society, they're trying to call in all these like Cthulhu type of monsters. They can only do it once every 80 years, and this is the year to do it. So the kind of plan that's been in place, all the different pieces of the Injustice Society, trying to split them up, you know, infiltrate the Justice Society, trick them and all sorts of stuff. All their plan is sort of coming to a head, but we get the Injustice Society. They're regrouping, man. They're powering back up, and they're ready to fight the Injustice Society. So it's been 11 issues to get here, but we're finally getting to the big fight that we've been kind of leading to. All these the Injustice Society calling in these Cthulhu monsters. We'll have to see what happens in the next issue. Close it out, man. And then after that, I might drop this series. I'm not sure. It's tough to say that about a Jeff Lemire series. Last up, let's talk about Absolute Green Lantern number 6. I think I'm dropping after this one, man. It's been tough to get through. It's been tough to try to explain my feelings on this Al Ewing written series. I had a lot of high hopes for it. Never lived up to those kind of hopes that I had for it. This entire issue was just a lore dump, honestly. It was just, you know, this John Stewart explaining to this Joe how the Absolute Green Lanterns kind of work. And honestly, it was just very narrative heavy, very talky. Really cool artwork, man. I'm saying the artwork has never been the issue in this series. I've always loved the artwork. Had me wanting a little bit this first arc, and I don't know if I'll continue it, to be honest with you guys. Let me know if you've read Absolute Green Lantern, what you thought about it down in the comments. While you're down there, like if you like, sub if you love. It really helps out these small channels. Thank you guys for watching this comic book reviews. And yeah, catch you in the next one.